It's September 1st. I just got off Facebook and it's the legendary Hank Brown's birthday. Happy birthday, Hank. We went to elementary together, and he's still my quarterback. You know what I mean? Shout out to the legendary Hank Brown. Drink a little bit of my coffee, and at 8:09 is the time. September 1st. Start my day off with a video. I'm just gonna jump right into it. Of course, I've been under the new format of just sharing the news on YouTube. So I might get copyright claim for sharing. I'm about to share some snow bunnies. All right. And not forget her name right there. It's fair use for for educational purposes. Yada yada. So I'm gonna share a snow bunny, and I'm gonna share a B1. What's her name? Kelly, I think her name is. I don't follow her, I don't think, but I might just follow her. They keep sending me her videos because it's popular. So me sharing this little 5-minute clip might get me copyright claimed, and whatever. And then Philip Scott with the African diaspora, I'm gonna share a 5-minute clip with him, and add my little comments in between the two, and maybe even share a little gameplay with you. But until me and the boy get into like a regular rotation, I don't know how much, like, if I'm gonna do it like a gameplay, and I'm trying to get back to live streaming by October. But it's the first week of school, so one thing at a time. We're gonna take it one day at a time. How y'all doing out there? Everybody doing well, I hope. So I think that's enough introduction right there. I'm just gonna jump right into it. I'm drinking my coffee. Enjoy the show. I'm not gonna do a setup for it. I'm just gonna let her speak on the issues of the toxic feminism, because that's what it seems to be these days. It's toxic feminism, and then I'm gonna share some Philip Scott, the AKA toxic masculinity, and in between we'll figure it out. So I mean that's basic enough right there, and let's just get right into it.
God would be too strong, but heroin isn't for quite some time. Biden elevated her for this position, and when she was elevated, she wanted us all to know how impossible it is to be a woman in economics, and how really impossible it is to be a black woman in economics. Really, really impossible. Poor Lisa Cook with her vacation home and her main residence in Ann Arbor, Michigan, which is not a cheap town, by the way, and her very prestigious position on the Board of Governors of the Fed. But poor Lisa is a victim, you see, of the big bad United States of America and its racism against black women. Here's a couple highlights about her. This is National Review writing about her in 2022, when she was so controversial because not qualified for the Federal Reserve Board that nobody wanted to vote for her. Kamala Harris had to come in and break the tie, cast the deciding vote on her, because they didn't want to vote for her. They didn't think she was qualified. But Joe Biden and his people thought it was because she was a black woman, because all Republicans are racist. So a National Review did an article on her in 2022. Biden Federal Reserve Board nominee has supported reparations for black Americans. Quote, everybody benefited from slavery. Everybody, Lisa Cook said in September 22 on a podcast. Sorry, 2020. Oh, we have it. Here it is. Let's listen to Lisa Cook in her own words.
Everybody benefited from slavery. Everybody in the economy at the time. We absolutely need some sort of reckoning with that. There are many proposals on the table to study the possibility of reparations, many economic proposals being put forward, and I think they should all be taken seriously.
Reparations. By the way, I feel like my imitation was good. right? Like, I hadn't heard the SOT. I only read it. Everybody benefited EJ. And I'll get you in 1 second the rest of her tweets, which are equally radical to what you just heard there, pushing for reparations. And now this woman is on the receiving end of the mortgage fraud treatment. And by the way, then the New York Times comes in to do a long piece on how everyone is racist. That is criticizing Lisa Cook. After all, the New York Times wants us to know, she has written a piece, her best known academic paper, showing how lynchings and other violence against Black Americans in the late 19th and early 20th centuries reduced the number of patents Black people filed. Well, duh. I mean, if you lynch any particular group of people, it's going to reduce what they do in any way, shape, or form. I mean, I think that's a given. But she did a whole paper on it that she's supposed to be lauded for, and that should render her immune from criminal prosecution forevermore. Because again, only racists would pursue a Black woman in a field where Black women are not common, and it doesn't matter that she may have committed mortgage fraud, Emily Jashinsky.
So I was reading the splashy New York Times feature on her, and as you're going from paragraph to paragraph, I'm thinking, this has to have been written by a white guy. Sure enough, a Columbia graduate living in Brooklyn wrote the story about how difficult it is. And of course this is what it was sort of amusing about it, because it was trying very subtly. It was very suggestive that, it's very, very difficult to be Lisa Cook, a Black woman in her field, and suggesting that she is being targeted, not because she may have done something wrong. And Megan, this looks like, the evidence here so far looks like a pretty clear-cut case. Of course, we'll wait to see more, but it looks like a pretty clear-cut case. And the suggestion is that Trump is targeting her subtly. That's the suggestion throughout this New York Times piece, because she is a Black woman, and not because Trump, of course, was first targeted because he was Trump by people like Letitia James and people like many, many others throughout the Democratic Party, whether in Georgia or New York, who said, hey, we're going to start prosecuting white-collar crime, ... if it was committed by Donald Trump or somebody around Donald Trump. And that is basically where you stop and start on this one, that like the reason Lisa Cook is under a microscope for this particular allegation is because A, it's a clear-cut case, and B, because, yeah, of course, they started doing this to Trump, so Trump is now turning around on them, and they do not like it.
That's where they draw the line.
And there it is, right? There it is. So what's going on here? And I throw a little bit that music back on. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be as professional in these presentations as possible. That was ill. Those were some ill bars I just dropped on y'all. I'm trying to keep the quote unquote war in its proper lanes, right? I'm trying to stay in my lane, right? That's not between me and my home, my house, my family, right? That's between white women and Black women, right? Clearly. But when you sit back and analyze it and look at it, right? Here you got Megyn Kelly attacking a Black woman who's going hard in the paint defending a white man, Joe Biden. You know, it's just he's the main one. And that's what Kamala Harris did. Of course, Barack is doing the same thing. But see, now I'm talking about the men, our side. You know what I mean? And then it's, why is it sides? Why is it? Because it is as basic as there's only 2 restrooms, right? The confusion didn't start until we tried to make it more than 2 restrooms. And that there it is, right? So yeah, I'm gonna go to my son's school, and if it's more than 2 restrooms, boys and girls, I'm gonna have a problem, right? I'm gonna have a serious problem. Now, it's like, who's you to be telling that the trans kids can't have their own restroom? And then it's, nah, stop. That child needs a different education, right? That child needs help in other areas, right? They want their own special bathroom in the corner somewhere in the principal's office. There it is, right? But all this, you know, he wants to dress up like a girl and then go in the girls' restroom and nah. I don't have a daughter, right? She wants to come into the boys' bathroom and still nah. What's she doing in there, right? Nah. So that she can claim, you know, my son attacked her for coming into the boys' room, right? And then it's I'm being silly. I'm being like exactly, right? That's why I trained my son since he was in kindergarten. No, you'd never hit a girl. Who told you that? My mom and grandma. And that's why I'm still looking at both of them like, yo, why are y'all teaching him to, you know, hit girls back? You know what I'm saying? I'm still, to this day, I'm still getting on them about that. No, I don't care if she's She-Hulk, right? Son, learn how to bob and weave, right? Because as soon as you hit her back, as soon as you hit She-Hulk back and she falls down and start crying with her big green ass self, right? She's going to get a lawyer. In fact, she is a lawyer from what I'm hearing, right? Like a Daredevil, right? She's a lawyer too, ironically, right? And she's going to charge you for, abuse or whatever, right? For being a toxic male. It doesn't get more simple than that, you know. But I'm presenting it as misandry versus misogyny, right? To be funny, because this is what Barack sat down in front of his wife and tried to debate, right? Of course, they wasn't showing that they were having an argument, but it was him trying to simplify, to ask his wife, you know, we have to come to some kind of agreement, right? on which bathroom should you have your own bathroom in the west ring, and I have my own bathroom in the right ring of our multi-million-dollar mansion, right? And of course, we're going to share our restroom. That's her thing, and you want to keep that seat down, right? Instead of not, you got your restroom, I got my restroom, right? That's the solution. But it's that control aspect of it that and it's like, listen, man, that's y'all home, that's y'all house. And as big as that house is, I don't see why y'all can't get along, right? But here's Barack folding his legs like a little girl and talking about misogyny, the hatred of women. Like, wait a minute, what? Like, is that what you call your bathroom? Misogyny, right? Oh, she doesn't call her restroom misandry. She doesn't hate men. Are y'all starting to see this? Which one is which? Which one is the boys' room and which one is the girls' room? Right? The boys should be misandry. We hate men. No. It should be misogyny. No women allowed. Therein is the flip that they doing to us, and it's the same thing with Republican or Democrat. That's why I'm consistently saying, forget the Democrats. If it's one party Republican, let it be one political party. Now we can build a brand new third party to take over. You want to call it foundational American? I ain't got a problem with it, because I'm a foundational Black American. That's why we had to delineate. And I'm going to repeat it again, and Phil is about to drop it again for y'all right now. Here's some Philip Scott telling y'all the truth. This is the male aspect of the show. I'll be right back after this message right here, you know?
I don't know, have he not gotten the email or maybe the memo somewhere? Let's check this out.
Black men, I think we need you. I think America needs you. Okay, and I know it's unfair after everything this country's done to you to ask you to save it, but I think you're the only people who can. All this stuff going on with Izzy and Palestine, well, someone's got to stop them. And anybody that says something, anytime you get a white guy or even a Jewish Jew speaking out about it, they hit them with the racist label, anti-Semitic, stuff like that. Black guys, you can do it. Dude, white guys, white people, they're not gonna jump on the "you're racist" train to black guys. And even if they do, I mean, come on, you can rubber glue that shit, okay? And I'm not saying we need black guys to come at it like Kanye, but we just need you to speak the fucking truth, okay? That we're allowing this to happen. We're enabling the people that are most known for an extreme act of organized evil happening to them. You know, in World War II, those people are doing that to another group of people, all right? And if anyone in this country could speak out about a great evil that everyone is just allowing, just sitting by and denying, it's you, okay? You guys are the experts on this. You can speak on this without any guilt, without being silenced, all right? Because in America, you guys have the most powerful voice, okay? You built this country, okay? Everyone knows it, all right? And granted, you did it mostly against your will, but you fucking did it, okay? And then you broke the chains of the oppressors, okay? And we need you guys to take that expertise and show this country that it's being evil again. Okay, that is being just as evil as before, but because it's out of sight, out of mind, we pretend that it's not. Okay, and we need you. I really believe that only you could do it, but because America is racist. Okay, it is, and if you're the one speaking against it, it's going to be conflicted. Okay, because we need you to weaponize white guilt against these fucking monsters, and I think you could do it. I know it's unfair. Okay, this country, it is yours. You built it, and they took it from you. But guys, you've got to be our moral compass, or we're not going to have one. We're going to go completely off the rails on some white devil, fucking World War II, Third Reich type shit if you guys don't start showing out real loud.
What the hell did you just say?
That's how I feel about that. But let me take my time a little bit with you, sir. So you say basically when a person like yourself speaks out about the situation, you're getting hit with being called anti-Semitic. We get hit with that too. So if we're going to be called that name, let us be called that name fighting for black people. We're not going to fight for other groups. See, sir, I don't know if you didn't get the general email or the general messaging. What happened with us as black people? Listen, we have collectively decided, and it was a spiritual decision. It wasn't we got in a group together and discussed it. It wasn't that we were planning these meetings and say, hey, we're going to coordinate this thing. No. This happened in the spirit, and all black people in the spirit understood that now is time to step back. Now it's time to take our rest. And if we're going to fight something, we're going to fight for black America only when it comes to anything in America. That's what we're fighting for. And if you're not black America, then hey, God bless you. I hope it works out. We have given you the blueprint on how to protest. We've given you the blueprint how to turn up. You got the videos. You seen it. Go out there and do what you got to do. Fight for whoever you got to fight for. See, this is the deal. Gone are the days where we're going to go and fight for America and be the moral compass of America and we get no benefit. Just like Trump talking about reciprocal tariffs, well, we need reciprocal reparations. We need reciprocal power. Yes, I said power. Because the fact is, you want us to go out there and fight for America and then have no power in America. Fight for America, and yet we still at the bottom. No, why would we do that? That's dumb. We might well just chill what we doing, and then and that's it.
There it is. There it is. You know what I'm saying? I love it. I love it. I love it. How much time was that? 20 minutes. Perfect. I'm not going to do the whole 30. I mean, hopefully that's enough to, you know what I mean? I got my flag up again, Foundational Black American. We're not a pro-blackity black organization. Go back to Africa. No. It's B1, Black First. Meaning on day 0, way back in the days when hip-hop began, with Coke, Raku, Herc, and then bam, B-boys went to the latest jams, but when they got shot up, they went home and said, there's gotta be a better way to hear our music every day. People getting blown away, but coming outside anyway, right? Is on day 0, back when the Messiah, we'll even be bold enough to say the dark Messiah, when the Messiah with beautiful dark skin was like, yo, it's about love. It's not about hate, it's about love, right? Love your enemy. Love that person over there. Love every creature on this planet. Love life. That's love God first. That's what the Messiah was teaching on year 0. Now we're in 2025, about to be 2026, almost 500 years after the first revolution in 1526. Of dark American natives and dark Africans coming together against a common foe, trying to oppress us as slaves, right? Take over our land, and we're trying to work with you still, and it's we gotta help Biden and fight Trump. Like, nah, we not falling for that again. We not falling for the banana in the tailpipe again, right? Yeah, Trump. All right, Trump, you came up with this thing called the Platinum Plan. All right, cool. That's 2026 next year. We need you to cut the check, my brother. That's what we need you to do. Foundational Black Americans. It's not about being pro-blackity black. It's okay. Y'all destroyed y'all burnt our houses down, y'all shot up our churches again, right? All right, so we need you to cut the check so that we can rebuild this nation here. We're not at war. We're not trying to conquer Africa, right? Africa, they got the wealth. All right, cool. Build y'all country up, right? We have to build here, right? I'm not back to Africa. No. Building America. This is my land. This land is your land. This land is my land. Remember that song? He used to sing it back in. Yeah. I felt it. But why am I still getting all this hate from snow bunnies, right? Yeah, because they trying to holler. I get it. You know what I mean, Megan. Whatever. I'm not. You know what I mean, Megan. I'm good. I understand it's a 1-to-1 ratio, so I really only need, one wife at a time, should I say, right? I know no marriage is guaranteed. We black men trust us. Black men know that. That's why we look at Umar Johnson psychologically insane, dumb, right? We're like, I can have 5, 6, 7. Like, nah, dude, that's what destroyed you, yo. Right? You only need one. If one doesn't work out, then you'd be blessed with 2 wives. Right? But anything beyond that, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wives or baby mamas, right? We want to call them wives or baby mamas. It's the most destructive thing to your psyche, your spirit, your whole being, yo. Anything more than 2, you bugging, right? You only need 1, right? Of course, there's rules to the game, but there's rules to the game. And the first rule is love God, respect Lord. Seek wisdom. Was yesterday your Sabbath day? All right, now get back to work. Oh, today's Labor Day. I think I might make this my Sabbath day today. That's that fatherhood, mother. You know what I mean? So live life. What's the other ones? I forget. Befriend, marry, give, receive, true, false, peace, happiness. Love God, right? One God, our Father all the time, hip-hop life. Right. One love, Be happy just to have just one love. God is love, hip hop is life, time is holy, money is nothing more than that fourth dimensional illusion that really doesn't exist. Because hip hop is the art of making the most out of life. One, God is understood.